that can be verified. Any more discussion on the board reports? Okay. Court to consider accepting donations to county entities. We have no donations. I missed that. I did right through. Trying to rush through it all. We do have donations to the senior center. $1,014.50 and $600, so $1,600 and $1,615.50.
I also had emailed Heather at the youth center because there was some donations from when she took over and for the date that I had emailed her.
Okay.
And told her to submit them to the court, that they needed to be submitted, and she replied saying that she would do it, but I don't see it in her yet. So, there's quite a bit of donations that have been made through this youth center that
Okay,
she hasn't submitted yet.
I'll remind her. Thank you.
Accept the donation to the senior citizen center.
Second. All in favor? Okay. Court to consider a resolution authorizing county grant for the home delivered meal program. Tammy wasn't able to make it this morning, but she did say that this is the resolution we do every year for application. The amount is based on 25 cents per capita of seniors in county. The county funds way more than that amount, but that's the number they set for the resolution. The amount of the award is usually between 12 to 15,000. It increased last year to 30,000. Not expecting it to increase this year, but you never know.
Judge, I make a motion that we authorize the resolution for the county grant, or approve it for the home delivered meal grant program. Take care of this thing.
Second.
All in favor? Court to discuss and consider issuance of RFQ number 2022-1107, request for qualifications for architectural services for the Health Department building and emergency medical services building projects, and appointment of selection committee to evaluate RFQ responses. That is a mouthful. Okay, so the attorney that we contracted with has put together a bunch of information for you. And the RFQs, schedule, and looking at the RFQ committee, I was thinking same committee as the ARPA committee, which would be Jeff, Kirsta, Jason, Kyle, me, and including the county attorney, Mike Hartman, based on recommendations from the attorney. On the fourth piece of paper there, in that packet, you'll see an RFQ schedule. October 18th, issue request for qualifications. That would be today. You'll see it's a pretty quick timeline. Deadline to receive questions from the architects would be October 28th. Deadline to receive statements of qualifications, so they're sending in their information, would be November 14th. Doing any interviews between November 15th and the 22nd, and then the committee would make a recommendation to Commissioners Court on November 29th.
Judge, I make a motion that we authorize the issuance of the RFQ number 2022-1107, request for qualification.
Second.
All in favor? We'll get that posted. Court to discuss and consider approval of specs for golf course grounds, maintenance management, and go out for proposals. Set date to open proposals. So you have the specs in your packet. And just what we've done in the past. And I'm assuming this was for this particular item?
Yes.
What,
Specs on, where's the packet? Just this page, okay.
that's just that page, that's the specs. Can you explain?
Just some knowledge on it, from the Department of Labor.
Okay, is there a suggestion that, by giving this, is there a suggestion that he's not contract?
No, no
Or that
suggestion,
we're
I was just
misclassifica-
asked to print it out.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And I've seen this recently online as well. And it seems to me like it's a deal with the Democrats that are trying to more and more give people more and more and try to keep from them being contract labor. I was asking our county attorney this morning this very question, and our IRS rule says that as long as you don't have the power to tell a person how to do it, their job, and they're doing it, that according to that rule, and I can read it to you, that they are contract labor. So, let's see. It just disappeared. Here we go. And so it says, the general rule is that the individual isn't, now this is from the IRS and from our county attorney. The general is that an individual is an independent contractor if the payer has the right to control or direct only the result of the work and not what will be done and how it will be done. So that's a generality that's been in the past, according to our county attorney for some time. And as y'all all know, this administration has continued to try to give people more and more and stop. As the labor department is stating here, that these are the ways that it must be. But I think until IRS rules change, that we can continue as we are, and then I take whatever suggestions y'all have. I think if we already have the equipment, it belongs to Scurry County or leased by Scurry County. And as long as we do that, I think that we have that control of how much equipment. And of course, if you don't have that control, I think the bid's going to go up and up and up.
So according to this paper though, if we furnish the materials, tools and equipment, he's considered an employee.
Not necessarily.
Not.
There's a multi-level test. As an example, the Texas Workforce Commission is a 20-point test. And I printed that out, y'all are welcome to look at it. That's one criteria that may determine, it's fact specific for each determination. So just because we furnish the equipment doesn't automatically make them an employee. Here's my question to the court. What is the issue? Are we worried about the IRS coming in and saying he's an employee? Or are we worried about the Workforce Commission coming in and saying he's an employee? Or is the court wanting to make him an employee? I think we start from there. What's the issue? And let's work backwards from it.
Well, my issue is the workforce who's ever coming in.
Okay. And if that's your issue, the way we've spec'd it, bid it out, received bids, he controls his own work. I feel comfortable in defending any action trying to assert that he is an employee of Scurry County. If that gives you any level of comfort, I don't know if it does or not, but I'm not concerned that he would be classified as an employee the way we have done this in the past. Now, we can change that if you want to. You can spec it out where he provides, or whoever gets the winning bid provides their own equipment, et cetera, and remove that component. But I'm not worried that that component in and of itself is going to change his status to an employee status.
So, I mean, right now, we're supplying all the equipment, everything, right? Is this what we have currently? So who's doing the monthly equipment inspections?
I don't know who's doing the monthly equipment inspections. I don't know that it was ever
Well, I didn't
determined.
know if this was new or if it was like last year or whatever.
Right. It's a 3-year contract,
Okay,
so.
I thought it was a year. So.
I can nominate you to do the monthly inspection.
Well, I was just saying, I mean, if it's like that, somebody needs to be doing it.
You're right, somebody does. If it says that we're supposed to do monthly equipment inspections, we need to do that.
And I think mainly why that would be on there is if some point that you see that that person is not adequately taking care or maintaining the equipment that belongs to the county.
And I would assume that came from the previous contract with two
Very
pros
possibly did.
that trashed our equipment.
Well, that's what I was figuring. I mean, if we're furnishing equipment, we need to inspect it, see if they're just not using it, tearing it up.
I agree with that. We can.
So your point, Scott.
I said I nominate Scott.
Oh, nominate.
Doug.
I don't figure it's
Scott, you said Scott. Doug Scott.
Commissioner Scott, that's what I mean.
All right, so if we use those specs and go out for proposals, we need to set a date to open proposals, and I would say December 6th. Because it ends
That's what I was just gonna ask you.
at the end of this year, December 31st.
And I would like to hear from Kirsten when she gets back. I'm still not comfortable with him being contract.
Even with the county attorney being comfortable with it.
Let's cover our bases.
I don't think that Kirsten has the legal training to make that determination.
She's HR.
Maybe HR, she's still not an attorney.
That's my request.
So do we want to go ahead and proceed with?
Surely we can talk to Kirsten before December 6th, so.
That we can.
Judge, I make a motion that we go out for golf course proposals and open December 6th.
So
All in favor? All right. Gonna jump past number 10, do what?
I got answered my own question.
Okay. All right, court to discuss and consider expenditure of the HAVA grant funds for camera system and or other security measures as authorized by the grant, including any and all budget items related thereto. You have two packets from Guardian. The total, and the HAVA grant is the Helping America Vote Act, correct?
Security grant, well, election security grant.
And so, Melody has requested cameras over at the Armory. And, looking at the camera system here, it's outdated and there are issues with it that, make them, you're not supposed to have the type of cameras we have in, from the company that those came from. And this would, cover those camera systems at $81,210. There's about $100,000 in the HAVA, maybe right around $100,000. Wouldn't be any tax dollars, and we would expend the grant money that we don't want to send back.
Awesome.
We have till the end of the year, or we have to send it back to them.
Right.
I have a question about the cameras and the voting is the question.
Mhm.
It's when you vote, I mean. are
Now
they gonna
during
be off?
voting, yes, during voting, this is allows the cameras at the Armory and new ones to be on during when we're not voting, to keep my machines safe and over watching them,
When you're not voting.
right,
Okay.
right.
That was my
To
question.
make sure that no one's messing with them and nothing's being done. And I have equipment down there, I have equipment up here. So
In here,
in here, it just keeps good cameras and things on it while we're not voting.
That was my question.
Yes, during voting, they have to be turned off on the first floor.
And also when we use the armory, that we turned off.
Yes, in that room, yeah. This, in the main area, that one will have to be covered up. One of those. Or they just need to move they can just move the machines where it's not in that. I'm not sure where.
I'm not either, but we could.
We were discussing exact placement in the main area. But we can make sure that our voting area that we use is not in that view at that moment. The rest of the time it'll be covered to making sure nobody's going down that hallway, because all my machines are in that hallway.
Okay. That was my question.
So what's the difference in these two besides the process?
All right, so one is for the armory and one is for the courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was two different.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
So the grant will pay for all of it.
Yes, sir. And they are members of Buy Board, Guardian is, so you wouldn't have to go out for bids. It's already been bid.
Well, I mean, it's a grant.
Sure. Well, I'm talking the 81,000 over being over 50,000. We don't have to bid it out.
Right.
But you're right, grant would cover the full expense of it.
So Jeff and I are housed in the basement, I've heard.
Is that what he's calling it, the basement?
Courthouse basement.
Yeah, y'all.
I see now.
That's it.
I thought I had an issue with the cameras, the voting is not main concern.
Sure. We'll make sure that there's a way to eliminate those cameras. Everybody will block them off or something.
Black baby.
We usually just put a sticky note.
Yeah.
We just
Speaking
We
of
just tape a sticky note over them.
I always kind of wondered about that. You know, as long as you can't see the computer that you're voting on, is it still, I mean, the voters just can't be watched, or is it,
Yeah, it's
what is the rule?
it's kind of a tricky wording there. It just says no video recording devices in a voting area.
Okay.
Now, what your definition of area is one of those kind of a gray area.
Okay.
So whether it's right there on the machine behind them where they're actually casting their ballot, or is it them logging in and signing in, waiting in for live? It's kind of one of those, it's a gray area. I say the whole first floor is the voting area.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, if these cameras here are outdated, aren't the ones over at the annex outdated as well?
They are. And that would have to come from different funds.
Yeah, because I don't have anything over there.
I don't think half of them at the annex even work.
We're waiting on our fiber line to be repaired for that to be able to work.
Now, they're actually newer than the ones that are in the courthouse,
But they're same,
but they're
same camera system.
same system, yeah.
Well, as long as it's no taxpayer money and nobody covered up doing voting, and I don't have an issue with it. So that's my motion.
Second.
All in favor? Let's go ahead and discuss and consider certification of additional revenues in the form of supplemental payment from tax for MVD claim for hail damage.
This was, it wasn't hail damage, it was, I forgot to take that part out, it was a wreck.
Okay.
A vehicle basically side swapped the probation vehicle, and basically from the front end of it to the back end of it was total damage. So this is the insurance claim, that we got from TAC to repair that probation vehicle.
Okay.
Was this that the new one that he got?
Yes, it's one he finally got.
Again. Wow.
Not new anymore.
This is the second repair job, because he did have hail damage on it.
Okay.
And then he got it repaired, and then a lady rammed down the side of their car, so. I think he might have been better off with his old car.
I'll make the motion to certify the additional revenues from TAC for damage to probation's,
Juvenile probation.
juvenile probation vehicle.
Second.
All in favor? Court to consider approval of treasurer's quarterly investment report and monthly report for September of 2022. And the personnel information report. Go ahead and do them all.
Judge, what I saw looked, I almost said good, but whenever I saw the overtime, maybe not. But still, I think they're efficient and doing the best you can.
Right,
Right.
and that's supposed to fix itself before too long, isn't it? They've
Yeah, so
started-
you're talking about sheriff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They, I think we've hired, at the end of this week, it'll be like 3 new people, so they're almost fully staffed.
Thank you.
It wasn't near as bad this payroll.
Okay, good job.
And if you'll notice, the interest has gone up quite a bit,
A lot.
10,000 from like 500, or something like that. So interest rates are up.
So Judge, I'd make a motion that we approve the quarterly, monthly, and monthly personnel reports.
All in favor? All right, we'll go ahead and go to court to discuss and consider job description for assistant district attorney, approval of salary for the position and a beginning date for the position, including any and all budget items related thereto. And I gave you a copy of the description, and I'm gonna let Ben kind of take over from here.
You don't want me to take over, do you?
Completely.
Okay, so they have a copy of the description?
Yes, sir.
I can't take credit for putting that together. I think Mike used a resource he has with the Potter County DA's office to put that really very comprehensive description together that can be included if y'all approve it with the county, I guess, whatever the policy manual is where we have job descriptions. I think it's a real good job description for an assistant DA / prosecutor in any office, whether it's a DA's office or a county attorney's office. It pretty much covers all of the potential duties that prosecutor would have.
I'm looking at starting salary of 65.
Right, that's if you do kind of a salary survey, and the way I did it, and y'all could do the same thing I did, is go on to the TDCAA, our Texas County District Attorney Association's website, and look on the job bank. And you'll find starting salaries anywhere from, if you just look at West Texas and Panhandle DA's offices, some bigger, some larger than us, most larger, of course. You're gonna find starting salaries as low as 67, I think was the lowest I saw, and that's Taylor County, depending upon experience, and all the way up to the low 100s, basically, for assistant DAs. What we're asking for is 65 as a starting, as the salary, and we'll see what we can get with that. And we're suggesting a start date of July 1st. We're thinking it's gonna take some time to find somebody that's equipped to do the job.
So you don't have anybody that's shown interest at this time that maybe you guys have known in the past?
There are some that I can reach out to
But
that
you
I know
haven't.
in the past I have thought might be interested in the job. But I wanted to make sure everything was through you guys, and so we could have some details to even talk about. So it would be great if we could find somebody that we know
Yeah,
that's
that's what I
interested.
right.
I was at a prosecutor's task force last week in Austin, 20 offices throughout the state, large, 3 small. All of them have job listings posted. They're just not getting any applicants. Midland is offering up to 130 starting.
Wow.
And she's just not getting applicants. So we may have to do some searching through the bushes to find someone that's willing to come, willing to stay, willing to move here. that has ties to this area anyway. I doubt we're going to get folks wanting to move for that $65,000 salary that don't already have ties to the area. Could be wrong, but just based on what everybody else is telling me through the state, it's gonna be difficult.
Makes sense.
When we want to post this?
I think we're probably ready to go ahead and post it, just as soon as you guys we can have something to post.
Okay,
Yeah.
and not really a closing date, just
Until filled.
Until filled.
Understand.
Yes.
And this is where we voted on, using ARPA funds for this for, I think 250,000 was the amount that we looked at. And, 65 plus benefits would be 90-ish, right around there, I think, maybe a year total. So that would give about 2.5 years or so.
And Judge, when I drafted the agenda item, I don't think there needs to be, excuse me, any line item transfers, budget amendments, since it's a grant fund. So whatever we need to do for the auditor's purposes, that's fine as well. I just didn't know how we needed to handle that.
Once we have, an amount figured and stuff, then I'll have to create a assistant DA payroll line.
Mhm.
And then we'll have to do basically a line item transfer out of Fund 49 into 480.
Okay. And we have time until
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
get somebody hired.
Because it's not planning until July 1st of next year, correct? So, we have time to get all of the numbers figured and the transfer ready and everything.
Okay.
I mean, we could pay them out of 49, but then you're gonna mix
Right.
payroll taxes and all that, another fund, and I don't think the treasurer's office wants to mess with all that, so.
Any questions?
So refresh my memory, this is all due to the amount of business y'all have
Cases.
now.
Yes, sir. And as you see, it's assistant district and county attorneys, and the caseloads are extremely high still from COVID. That's part of it. And criminals don't quit being criminals. And so we're still getting cases on top of the ones that we already have. And same with district attorney's office.
Maybe we should tell them to social distance away from anything they're thinking about stealing or tearing up.
This is Texas, nobody social distancing.
No, they don't. Anyway,
We'd have a lot fewer family violence cases if we did social distance.
This is true.
We have a lot of.
you gotta admit, it's not a bad idea. It just won't work. Make the motion to approve it.
Second. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Of course, consider line item transfers and budget amendments.
Okay, I have a few of those. Start with line items. First one is JP1, bonds and notaries, 200 out of office supplies. It's for a bond invoice for Judge Norma Martinez. And the second one is the sheriff's office, cellular service, 2,400 out of utilities to pay for the Pango system for the deputies' radios through their cell phones. And that was, out of utilities. The next one is senior center, maintenance agreements, 2,000, the unemployment line, 200, and out of her maintenance repair miscellaneous, just clearing it for lines. Precinct 3 road and bridge, tires and tubes, 5,000 out of roads and material and
Construction.
I know, but I'm reading your reason. If it ain't one thing, it's another.
I mean that literally.
Precinct 4 tires and tubes, 18,000 out of road and material construction, 18,000. That's all the line item transfers.
Okay, thank you.
And then the budget amendments. There's JP2, autopsy expense, 7,500. And she may have to do another one because these are to cover the ones that I think we covered what she currently has out in possibly 2 more, but there's been a lot, so. Then there's, and you can't, like, there's just gotta cover these. 'cause,
Right.
I mean, they're unattended deaths. Maintenance, this is utilities 1,500, annex utilities 1,500, maintenance repair miscellaneous 10,000. The bathroom project and depleted the HVAC replacement funds, price increases have depleted the utility funds. Juvenile probation, this is the budget amendment to place the funds that I certified for the 5,132.28 from PAC to pay for the repairs to their car. This is courthouse security, miscellaneous expense 10,000. This is security lighting, installation and computer for the bailiff for the, district courtroom, for the district judge and stuff. And then LA construction, and this is just administrative expense, $850, and that was due to an increase of administrative costs this year.
To make a motion to approve the line transfers and budget amendments.
All in favor? Okay. Accounts payable?
Accounts payable $794,529.34 plus credit card of $16,315.58.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second. All in favor? Okay. At this time, we're gonna go into executive session. Of course, to convene an executive session pursuant to Texas Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with attorney regarding pending or contemplated litigation regarding claims of the United States Gypsum Company for activities related to illegal dumping. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you being here. If you need, I've got your whole stack.
Me,
No.
Amanda?
No, yeah. This one, yeah.
Do you want me to go ahead and